No, I'm stuck in a corner. No, get me out of this. Let's not do that again. Did a titty fall out today on stream? No? I need to know. I need to know how it was. Oh my god. I just collapsed down like oh my god. I talked all that shit and walked right into that fucking mob. Oh my god, run. Get me up there. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh shit. I'm like not using the sprint button. Oh, hide, hide, hide in there, hide. Holy shit. I was not expecting that. Holy shit. Oh my god, hold on, hold on. I have to go back and say hi to everybody. I can't fucking breathe right now. Hi, Missy. Hi, Poppy. Hi, JC. Jay, thank you for the follow. Oh my god, Kifa. Hi, Kifa. Thank you for the follow. What is all this stuff? Oh my god. Not a whole fucking carousel coming at me. Oh shit. Ah. Bye. Boop. Area secure. Okay. Oh my god, I'm doing something. I collected a sample. I don't know what that is. Well, that's another gun. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Why am I slowed? Why am I slowed? Let me go. Let me go. Let me run. Not down by the dock. Where are you? Oh. Girls, your lingerie, because that ain't gonna do nothing for me. You are not getting any hanky-panky from me. None.
Well.
Oh. Did y'all see that? I was just a tornado of gain. Bam, bitch. Oh my god. Fuck. Oh. Oh my god, I need an alcoholic drink after. Damn it! Get him! Get him! Oh! Enemy. And so I was like, I just need to let people help. It's okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to accept help. I'm so close. Bitch out here edging. I mean, at least somebody's edging on hump day because I'm not. It's fucking raining over here in New York City and I'm not going to somebody's place like a wet cat. Okay? Oh, we're gonna support you if you like it or not. Yeah. So my method is to let everybody kill themselves and then you just go in at the end and kill people. Like, it makes so much sense. Like, why would I put blood, sweat, and tears into killing people when I can just do it the Asia way? Oh, storm is about to swallow me up, honey, without even asking for consent. Wait, is that somebody over there?
Where was that hole again?
Where was that hole again? If you bend over, I will show you where that hole is. Oh, here we go. That gun. Where did we get that gun? Oh my fucking god. I hate so much right now. Oh my god, this is amazing. Like, Headmaster? Yes, sir. What happened with the Dweller of Strafe? And who's Moyara? Ooh, child. This is like an episode of The Kids Say the Darndest Things. Like, you just let him know you were eavesdropping, son? We in trouble. Is there an 18,127? No. I mean, there's an 8,000. Oh. Oh my god. No. No! There's somebody else here.
I've got the converter!
Wait, did I just hit somebody?
Marks on your face, honey.
Okay. I wish there was some sort of map or compass. Like, literally, I have no idea where I'm going. Did I get stuff from breaking up anything? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my god. I just Wait, crap. Oh, there's a shield right there. I'm good. Oh. And I still killed you, bitch! Oh my god, you really thought you was gonna have me with that one, honey babushka. Oh, and you had some good stuff. Drink you. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And that's why I've been playing duos. And I'm over here getting spit roasted. I'm getting spit roasted because of you. The fuck? Oh.
This is barely a workout.
That was fun. Man to cleanse. We'll learn how to fight too, right? Naturally. You will spend your days training and studying, but most importantly, sewing. Hello, hello. How are we doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a day off. If you didn't have off, hope you have one off, day off soon. Hello. I'm tired as fuck, so it's gonna just be word vomit all night. Shady, thank you so much for being the first Avenger. I appreciate it. Let's see if I do this right. I'll see if I do this right. Oh shit, I just scared the shit out of myself with my own talking. I really hate that I cannot hear my own fucking clips. Drives me nuts. But thank you again, Shady, for being the first one, and I appreciate it. You're the second person to use that channel redemption. Junie is the first. So maybe it's picking up steam and maybe it'll go viral soon. But I hope everybody had a day off. If they don't, I hope you have a day off coming up soon. I'm extremely tired. I finally went and got my dog yesterday. I was supposed to pick my dog up at 5. So I was gonna leave work early, so I didn't take lunch yesterday. Because I was gonna leave early. And then my sister had different plans and she had to go to the hospital, she had to go to the doctor. I did not end up getting my dog until 9 p.m. So I think I'm still exhausted from that. He's doing well. He's still acting the same, which is good and it's bad. Because he has a lot of energy. He's jumping up and down on my couch all the time. Like runs down the hallway when I'm walking him. He gets really excited when he's seeing dogs. And basically they said that he can't do any of that. And they also said that he can only walk for 2 blocks. So that he's not over exercising or overexerting himself. So like going back to these short walks when I was like walking him for like 45 minutes. So like it's a little weird, but and I was a little nervous because I took him out. Well, I tried to walk him yesterday. He has this like blue collar around his neck so that he doesn't try to lick himself and touch himself down there. Oh, with my bitrate change. Yes, bitrate. Yes. Oh, finally doing something right, bitch. He has a blue collar around his neck and it's hard for him to like when I took him, I tried to walk him at least like because they were like, oh, don't take him too long, just 2 blocks. So I'm like, okay. I couldn't even walk him to the corner because he kept stepping on the collar because it's so long. And then he kept like falling over. So I ended up having to put him back in his bag. And then at some point, like finally got off the train and I was like, I need to let him walk a little bit because I don't know if he needs to get some stuff out. And so I went to the store, got him some like a Little Caesars food. And then I was like, I gotta take the collar off him because he can't walk. This is not a point in time where he cares about licking himself or touching himself there. Just take the collar off. So then he was able to walk. And I was nervous though because yesterday and then this morning he didn't poop. Even though I'm giving him, well, I'll get to that in a second. He didn't poop and I was like, this is making me nervous. But then today, I walk him like 3 times. I walk him morning, late afternoon, like 5 or 6, depending if I'm working or not. And then I walk him again at like 10. And the middle one, he pooped. And when I tell you how fast and easy that poop came out for him compared to what he's been going through, because he'll go in formation like he's about to poop, but he does it like 4 or 5 times and nothing comes out. And then sometimes he'll do it maybe good chunk comes out, or sometimes it's a little, but it's like nothing. This time he literally just did it once and it came right out like it was just like flowing like it was supposed to flow. And I was like, okay, I feel like a lot better knowing that hopefully he's not in pain pooping. I had to give him a lot of medicines right now, which is I'm literally having to read the instructions every 5 seconds because it's 4 different medicines with 4 different ways to give it. They got to be given at different times, and I'm just like, I'm not trying to mess it up because the area where he had the surgery is you know, it's next to his rectum, so it's like it can be like a highly infectious area. So I don't need him getting an infection or anything. I don't need any of that happening. Right now he's laying on my couch. He's probably gonna be knocked out the rest of the day. He looks so weird because he has like luckily I got him a haircut before this, because if I didn't get him a haircut before this, he would be looking extra crazy right now. But he has basically his whole like butt hair area and like a little past his hind legs is like shaved off. And so he looks like he made friends with a baboon back there right now. It looks super crazy. But he still has a lot of energy. He's walking around, he's doing everything like he normally does. And it looks like he's pooping better, so I did what I needed to do. And I'm glad that he's feeling better. Now I just gotta find a way to pay back this $9,000. And then what did I do today? I did absolutely nothing today. I woke up late, even though I said I was gonna stream all day. Did not do that. Failed. I went into a friend's stream. Hey Junie. I was in there for a little bit. They were building, I think, a Lego Star Wars aircraft, spaceship. But I just got so tired. I was just like, I can't. So I went and started. I just like had them. I was like lurking. Started watching Madam Web. Guys, when I tell you, I haven't watched a movie or anything in so long, because I feel like all I'm doing is trying to find time to stream, trying to find time to play a video game, trying to find time to edit some video, trying to find time to deal with this rebrand that I don't know when I'm planning on doing it. I feel like maybe if I give myself a deadline, maybe I'll be like more focused. Not that I'm not focused on it, but every time I think about it, think about something else that I need to do. So like today I was like, oh, I need to rebrand my panels, and I'm like, nah. So anyway, when I tell you this movie is bad, I'm so glad I did not waste money on seeing this movie in the theaters. It was so bad. If I was in that movie, and for the two girls that this is like I think this is their first movie, like I would be so pissed because everybody else played themselves in a movie. Like everything about the movie was just like, what are you trying to do? Like, is this a college project? Like, what the fuck is this? And if I was specifically the villain in the movie, I would be really pissed. I don't know what it is. I feel like they did not show the villain talking like front on the camera the whole damn movie. Like literally the whole movie. And then there's parts like this parts where you see the side of his face or you see in the back of his head, and you can tell the audio is not going to what he's saying or talking. It's like it feels very removed. It is so bad. And the parts where you see the sides of his mouth, it's not lip syncing. Like, girl, she would have gotten chopped if this was RuPaul's Drag Race. The lips were not syncing to the audio. Okay? I had to make sure my mic is on. Let's see this. Check one more thing. Oh, there's no sound because there's no sound from this game. Actually, let's do this. Yeah, it's just so bad. And the movie just made no sense. Like, I feel like the best part of the movie was the end. And even that, like, the CGI for the ending of the movie looks so bad. I was just, like, really glad I did not waste my time doing that. Or spending money on that. Oh, this is why it's not playing. Like, why is there no sound? So I watched that, and now I've literally, blah, blah, blah. I told you guys I wasn't doing FF14 on stream anymore because I feel like it's taking too long, which is extremely true because now I put on, now I've been doing it and I'm like more than halfway through Heaven's Word already. I just literally just fought Nidhogg. I think that's his name. Yeah, so I think that was the right decision because I need to get through these fucking expansions because I feel like somebody's gonna spoil something. I mean, this game has been out for 10 years and I feel like social media has changed a lot. So where now everybody's just posting spoilers like crazy. And that's probably why I didn't get spoiled in any of the other parts of the game because nobody was spoiling it like they spoil shit today. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna be playing Little Nightmares, should I? Because I need to get through this fucking game. Like, I literally saved it to stream, and the last time I played it, I think, was 2 months ago. And I have other horror games that I need to play. I want to get through a bit of this. What was I gonna say? I want to get through a bit of this because I want to do Limbo as the next game. But also I feel like I have a bunch of like little horror demos that I just need to do on stream and like get them off of my fucking computer. I have like so many games. It's ridiculous. But anyway, let's get into this game. So I forgot where we are in this game. We're like a little bit past the hunter. Excuse me. So. Ooh. Bitch. Oh my god. The way I'm already starting the stream like this. It's fucking bullshit. Okay, there we go. Okay, try it again. Oh. Okay. There. I forgot if I'm chasing someone right now. I am chasing someone. Okay, let's look in this door first though. Oh, what are you coughing for? Oh. Oh, I almost got killed by that. Okay, I need to pay attention. Oh no, this little kid? So I forgot who they said. I think the character that I'm playing, the character with the paper bag. I think their name is either Mono or Stereo. So my little friend here is the other name, Mono or Stereo, so. Okay, let's go up here. We saw him running this way. Oh, he's right there. Oh shit, he just scared the shit out of me. Wait, let me go over here back real fast. So now I don't have the person that was in my stream the last time I was playing this. And they were showing me or helping me, just giving me clues like this is a place to look for the hat. I don't have that person here now. Why do I feel like I don't want to touch that teddy bear? Can I go here? No. I feel like this is a trap. Like I'm gonna fall through the floor. Okay, that was even worse than I thought. Okay. Not this little kid trying to kill me. What the fuck? Little psychopaths. Am I going this way? Can I crouch? No. Okay, I think I'm just using this to climb up there. Oh, this game creeps the shit out of me. Oh my god. What is about to happen right now? I literally thought I was gonna fall through the floor. Not that I was gonna get smashed by a fucking locker. Oh, this is saving because something's about to happen. Stay away from that duck. Oh! Oh my god. I need to pay attention to what he's doing because the bitch duck didn't even say nothing. Nothing. He just stood there, let me take it. Like, what the fuck? Y'all saw that, right? He just literally... Oh. Not that. He literally just let me take that fucking shit. Like, what a fucking friend that is. Oh, there's crayons here. What is that? Okay, just saw that little fucking asshole running over here. Let's go. Okay, pay attention. Pay attention to every single thing that's happening. That board looks weird. What is about to happen? Hold on. I can't even see what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. Here we go. I feel like something bad is about to happen. Which locker was that? Should I go touch a locker? I feel like I'm gonna get... Ooh. Wait, oh. I didn't get killed, I'm just getting... Oh my god, I'm getting jumped! Oh, they're taking him. Get off of me, get off of me. Oh man.
They said in that clownfish movie.
What? The fuck are you talking about? Hi, Judy. Oh my god, I need to... Can I use a hammer on that fucking little kid? Because I will use it. Oh. This is not something you can do in the first game. Should I go back and get him, or am I supposed to go this way? Because why was this little kid just sitting here? I have no idea what that meant. The awkward moment when an adventure makes you ink or whatever they said in that clownfish movie. What is the clownfish movie? Oh, I still need the hammer. I'm slammed this bitch. Right in the fucking head. Oh! I feel like I've already gotten jump scared like 5 times within the 5 minutes I've had this game on. Can I jump on this? No? No, this. Okay. I think I have to go back. The one when he taps the boat's ass and gets snatched? I don't know. Is that Nemo? The only other fish movie I know is Shark Tales. Am I supposed to go back? What am I supposed to do? Oh, Nemo. I haven't seen Nemo in so long. I don't think my niece or my nephew were ever into that movie. So I never watched it. Oh, I bet you go to this chair. Yeah, they were never into that, so I haven't watched it. I should just put it on for them and see if they like it. I think my nephew probably watched it, but my niece, I think, has no clue. How are you doing today, Junie? Did you find those pieces? What is about to happen right now? Oh my god, this game is scaring the shit out of me. Oh, is there somebody in that fucking locker? Is that a person? I don't want to walk too fast because this game keeps playing the shit out of me right now. What is in here? I have a feeling... Let me go back. I have a feeling that I can... Oh, first I gotta remember, there was like glitches, I think. Or little shadow people. Oh, there's a lock here. So I need to get this key, okay. For these little creepsters. Is there a hat in here I can get? No. No. There was probably one in one of the other lockers. Whatever that sound is. Oh no. Oh, fuck. It's a big person. It's a big creepo. It's a big creepo. What is this room for, though? What is she doing in there? Oh, no. It's a room with a big one and a bunch of little ones. Oh, no. Is this like Squid Game? Like, don't move when she's facing me? Oh my god, no. Turn around. Oh. Okay, girl. Stop it with the banging. That sound, though? Can I see over there? Okay. I don't have to do anything. I could just push it through. Oh my god, I'm scared. Yes. Okay. Made it through here. Okay, there's a key right there. Oh, and then I gotta make it back, though. Oh, no. Oh my god, hide in there. Oh. No. No, no, no. Oh no, honey boo boo. Oh no, they're gonna slam that door all the way. Don't do it all the way. Fuck my life. Oh my god. I don't know who thinks of these characters in this game, but they got a wicked imagination. What am I seeing? Oh. No, don't push it open. What are you doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Wait for her to leave. Oh my god. What you about to do to that kid? What you about to do? What are you looking at that kid for like that? Oh my god, girl. So no. No. I wonder if she's gonna chase me when I get out of the room. Oh! Scare the fucking shit out of me, Junie. Oh! Oh, wait. Oh no, she can see me. No! Wait, give me what? Oh wait. I forgot I already got my water. That's my hydrate sound, if you couldn't tell. Thanks for letting me get chewed up. My god. She really gave new meanings to the word giving head. That was kind of crazy. I don't know how I feel about this scene. I'm gonna die a lot of times. Oh. The way that I don't like that. I mean, she gave head. That's how she killed me. Oh. Oh. Oh, fuck. Oh. Okay, okay. I didn't fuck that up. Oh! Wait. The little kids are after me too? What the fuck? Oh my god, how am I gonna get through this right now? Not me getting stuck on the first fucking puzzle in the game. Also, I can't tell when she sees me or not because... like, right now she shouldn't see me. If I run behind... oh. Okay, we're gonna stay here. Why are you staring at that kid like that? How can she see me? Oh shit. Okay, so I can hide behind the desk. I can't stand behind her desk for too long because then those little shits come after me. Okay. She needs to stop that. What are these kids learning? Nope. Oh my god, don't stretch your head, run. Oh no, I should have just ran to the door. She's stealing me? What's happening? Oh, I should have just kept running to the fucking elevator. Oh my fucking god. See, there's always some fucking bitch after me. Always. Damn, I almost had that. Oh, wait. Damn, bitch. Oh. Now her standing right there. Like, bitch, move. Don't let those fucking kids after me. I don't even know how to use the key because the key is too high. Girl, let's keep it moving. Look at those fingers. Okay, here we go. Okay, holy shit. No, bitch. Oh yeah. Fuck you, little weird little shit. What is that? There's something over there to my right. I think that's one of the creepiest things this game does is that it has just these weird fucking sounds all over the place. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's about to happen right now. Oh no. We're gonna go quietly. Cause there's a little weird ass fucking Pinocchio over here, fucking drawing weird symbols on the fucking floor. I forgot what the run symbol is. Oh, he's on the chain. Why is he chained up like that? What am I doing? I can't interact with any of this stuff. Maybe I need to make him come after me. Oh, I need to get that pipe, I think. No. What is the run button? Oh shit, I almost let him hit me. Ryan. Oh! Bitch. Okay, I feel like this is gonna be tricky. I feel like, oh, let's crawl. Maybe I can do something by crawling up behind him. I'll try that first. Oh. Well, that was a fail. Oop. I think I need to grab that stick fast enough and hit him with it. I don't know how close I can get to it. Bitch, I was holding it. What were you waiting for? He didn't do nothing with it. Maybe I can't swing it? Bitch, why is he not swinging it? Maybe I'm not pressing the right button to swing. Ugh, why is always gotta be some weird little fucking kid? I don't think I can actually swing it. I think I need to keep picking it up and dragging it and keep doing that to this kid. That's fucking annoying. Come through, little weirdo. I'm right here. I don't know about that. Maybe I need to go back and forth. I don't know about that. If that's what I have to do, that fucking sucks. No, it doesn't make sense that I would have to go back and forth. Let me let him jump at me right now. No, okay. Maybe I need to go the other way. Okay, I need to make him jump me from this angle. And run and grab it. Come through, bitch. Come on. Okay, I need to see how far he can go before I let him. They look so fucking creepy too. Okay, try it one more time, little bitch. No! How come he fell the last time? Oh lord, what am I supposed to do? Is there something over here I'm supposed to be getting? Wait. Maybe it's the hats? I need to figure out. There's like, hold on. Oh, where are the controls? What is sprints? Sprint is box. Okay. Okay. There we go. Look at how long it was taking him to swing this. Oh my god. Hit it. Oh my lord. Holy shit. Okay. Let's go. Oh no. What is that sound? That sounds like somebody's hacking something. Oh, it's the teacher. Fuck. She's whipping at their ass. Oh. Oh shit, she gonna stick her head up here. Oh my god, no. Oh no, bitch. Yeah, really playing yourself with this one. Yo, this is fucking crazy. Bitch, what you looking at? Get the fuck out of my face. I think I'm supposed to jump on this, okay. Imagine she could go with her head even higher. That would be crazy. I wonder if she's somebody I'm supposed to kill. Why do I feel like that looks like a trap? Wait. Why would I need to hide in here? What is up here? Can I shimmy? Okay, why am I up here? Okay, I can't do anything. Is that another hat? I think she's gonna be able to come back up here. Bitch. How far is she stretching that neck? Thank God I jumped back in here. She really playing herself with that shit. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to chop off that neck at some point. I can tell. Okay, are we done with the teacher? Is there something over here? No. Oh shit, I just realized I didn't even give... I'm like the fucking worst. I realized this last time I never gave. Oops. I never gave Taffy a freaking shout out after they gave me a shout out. Let's see. I didn't even hear what this one is saying. But I'm pretty sure it's Pooter Pat Square, Pooter Pat Cute. Put it on that Pooter Pat. Oh, hi there, Taffy. I literally just said it's probably because you were lurking. I was like, I totally forgot to give Taffy a shout out the last time. Oh shit. Because I'm dumb. How are you doing today? Also, feel free to keep lurking. If you don't want to answer, feel free. Playing some Supervive last days of beta. Let me tell you, I'm pretty annoyed that Frag Punk was only 5 days. I didn't know that it ended on the 1st, otherwise I would have tried to play more. I thought it was for 2 weeks. I don't know where I got that impression. I think I read the 27. I read that 7 in there again at some point. I don't know. But yeah. It was so short. Yeah, I don't really... Wait. Do I want to go to that grate? No. Yeah, I feel like it wasn't enough time. Like, what happens if people... I don't know. What happens if people were not free that weekend? Oh, no. I don't like this already. Oh, the teacher. Oh, no. What is she doing? What am I doing? Oh, no. Can I move this? Can she hear me? Don't hear me. Oh. Yeah, I wish it was longer, but also hopefully that means it's coming out sooner. I mean, it was pretty clean from what I saw. Or what I played. Ooh. Can I hide in this box? Wait. Where is she? Dude, if I get killed by her. But I hope you're having fun with Supervive. I don't wanna interrupt your game. Oh! That bitch was just sitting there waiting for me. Okay, every time I drop down, those bugs drop down. So it's alerting her. Oh. Okay. Oh my god, I'm going too slow. What are you doing? What are you doing? Move! Oh my god. Oh, I don't like this. It's not what I was trying to do. Can I go higher? No. Don't know how to jump. I am sucking at this game right now. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Wait. Where's she gonna be looking? Where? Where's she going? Oh. Can she see me? No. Oh my god. Move! No! Great. Love that for me. Okay, I think I'm supposed to go down after I jump. Not that far down, but down. Okay. Also, where's our little friend that we just let get? Move! Oh my god. He's literally just fucking stuck there, like he wouldn't move. That was definitely not me, that was a game glitch. Okay, come on. Also, I need to sit the fuck up. Like, I'm sitting in the worst possible way. Like, I didn't just go to a chiropractor appointment. You, come up here. Come a little closer. Oh no. I didn't mean to do that. That one spot, it keeps jumping. It keeps getting stuck in that jump. Like, I can't jump to that spot. I gotta jump somewhere else. Go down. Go down. Okay. Bye, bitch. Bye. Mind your business. Mind your business. Oh. Mind your business. Keep it moving. Oh, shit. Okay, so she's in there. Do I have to go in there? I don't want to go in there. We don't have to go in there. Is something gonna break? Can I go this way? No. No. Is she about to just come busting out? Because why is this here? Pay attention, everybody. Why is this here? Okay, so I can't jump up. Can I go higher? I can't go higher than the second shelf anywhere. I feel like I shouldn't be following her into this room. And I don't actually think that I can because the door is locked. Okay. No. Okay. Wondering if maybe the books would fall off if I jumped off of them. Why do I feel like she's gonna come out? Bitch, you are being so loud. Why are we doing this? Are we following the creepy woman? What is that? Okay. Where is she? It's too quiet. Okay. No, I can't go under the stairs. Do I have to go up? I need to look around for places to hide in case that bitch just comes out. Oh, I need to find another key. Great. Okay. What are you? Just a pile of poo? Just a pile of poo. No, okay. So there's nothing over here. Why do I feel like I need to use those bottles? Oh, what was that sound? Was that me? Okay, so it feels like there's bottles here. Oh, there's a glitch thing. The shadow people. Okay, we got one. Hopefully I didn't miss any. I feel like that's like a trophy for this game. Okay, now let's see. What's on this side? A dog. Or is there going to be a hat over here? Maybe? Oh, don't touch that just yet. Don't touch anything. Okay, what is this? Can I move you? Can I jump on you? Cannot jump on you. Oh, wait, is that what I need to do? Put you on this? Okay. Oh man, I really don't like this. Oh, my puppy. He's all laid out on his side. Okay, is she in here? No. No, we don't like the music. Oh, what is that eyeball? Is she watching me? Cupcake, chess piece white. Chess piece black. I need to write this down. I'm not gonna remember the shit. I'm too old for that. I am too old. Here, let me just write it on this credit card bill, because who's using this? This. Then the next one is a cupcake. Okay. Then we have a box here. And then the next box had a black chess piece. I don't know what that piece is. A pawn, whatever. Wait, oh, I used way too many spaces. We have another box. And then we have another box here that has another square piece. Okay. What is over here? Oh, is that the white chess piece that I need to bring over here? That would be inappropriate. What is that? If this thing comes to life, can I move it? I can't move it. I can't move any of these pieces. Wait, what is that? Wait, are they like all around this room? They're not the actual chess pieces on the board. Okay, let's see what happens when I try to get this. Oh, don't make noise. Don't do it. My dog just scared the shit out of me because he just moved in the corner of my eye. I don't think that's the piece that I'm supposed to put there. I think it's the other one. Because she don't look right. Wait. No. Put it on this one. No, it's not what I wanted you to do. Okay, put it on. Bitch, if you don't put it on there. Okay, that actually could have been right. Wait. I think this table is too high for me to jump up to. Shit. What are you doing? Can I touch you? No. How am I supposed to get up there? All that creaking? We don't need that. We get it. It's an old house. Okay, there's nothing else I can get from here. Are there pieces that I just need to get from around this area of the map? Also, I don't see any of the black pieces that look like this. So there's supposed to be a piece here as well. Yeah, these tables are too high. Is there like a box or something I'm supposed to drag in? Oh, I can use this to stand on things. There we go. That's too far over. Let's move you in a little bit. Wait, that wasn't even the right square. It's supposed to be this one. Okay. There's like no place to hide in here. I kind of want to jump on that table, but I feel like that glass is gonna fall over. Oh my god. Oh, I just probably missed a fucking ad. Sorry. Sorry. What is that box piece? Okay, I need to close this because it's driving me a notch. Is it this? No. Go back outside for a minute. Maybe there's something else I need to bring in. Okay. I don't know what that stuff over there means. Clock? A clock have anything to do with anything? I don't think so. There's wooden boards. Was there something further down here and I just got distracted by the shadow person? Nope. What is that? I mean, there's like a little rope there, but it's actually not tied to anything. So if I try to chop down from it, probably gonna die. Okay, there's a puppy there. Not these look at these pictures of these weird ass fucking kids. It's music. It's a no. It's a no for me. What is this last piece though? What is that square? Oh. What am I missing from here? What am I missing? Is it just me standing on this piece? No. No. I can't pull or move any of the other pieces. I have a feeling this kid is gonna fucking come to life and try to kill me. What is this square though? There's like nothing else that I can interact with. Let me see if there's a place to hide, because if there's a place to hide, then I'm gonna knock that glass over. But I don't think there's a place to hide. Because this wouldn't be this close to that table if I didn't need to jump on that table for some reason. But... no, okay. Okay, it's kind of weird I can jump to that one, can't jump to the other one. Oh, well, that was a one-time thing. Okay. Oops, not what I wanted to do. Okay, do I see a place to hide? Like, what is it? Can I push this? Okay, I don't know what I was holding on to up there. Twist, is that Twister? Is that Sorry? What game is that? What is that symbol? What is that white box? Maybe it's something from below. What is that sword right there? Okay, but I can't jump any higher. Okay, let's go check the bottom floor. Maybe I left something down there. I feel like that white thing looks like a hat. I just have no idea how I'm supposed to get to that. Okay, calm down with the creaking. We are trying to be quiet. Oh. The way I was really trying to go downstairs. Savage. Ooh. Okay, pick it up, girl. You're just over here kicking it down the fucking road. I don't need that lady coming after me. Okay, let's get this piece. I really thought I was going down the stairs and wasn't gonna fall to my death just now. So, yeah, that was cute. She was cute for the moment. Okay. Now let's try to find this damn square. I'm gonna go back downstairs. Hopefully this time I'm gonna actually go down the stairs. Okay, there we go. We're going down the stairs. I don't remember seeing anything over here that was like kind of out of the place. Specifically a weird square object though. Can I jump on this? No. I shouldn't have to go much further back than where I am right now. Everything should be in this one space. I don't like that sound. Okay. No. No. Trying to see if I could pull the rug, maybe. Because she does have a weird thing right here. Nope. Okay. I don't think there's anything down here that I need. Where is it? I don't like that sound. Okay, no. Which sound? Because there's a lot of creepy ass sounds in this game. That wind howling kind of sounded like somebody screaming in the background, but... Oh, I was listening to you. This game has been creeping me out since I started it. Like, I've been non-stop jump scared. I don't know what to do. Can I touch this? No, that poster looks weird. Let me look at this thing. Like, what is this an image of? What art thou? I mean, it looks like just like any box. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Like, I don't see a box anywhere. See, like, if I were to jump on this table... Wait. No, I can't use this up there because I can't jump up there with this. I don't have a place to hide if this bitch comes. Do I have a place to hide? I don't want to have to do all that stuff again. It's not that much stuff, but it's still annoying. It's kind of bothering me that I can't move anything. What can I do anything with you? Can I fix you? Can you sit upright? But I'm gonna feel like extra dumb when I figure this out. Like, why is this kid tied to this piece like this? I just realized that. I thought he was hugging it, but he's actually tied to it. Okay. Okay. I mean, am I just supposed to stand here? Because I've stood here before and nothing happened. No. I feel like I can't move any of the pieces. Oh my god. Is there like another space that I'm missing? No. That just scared the shit out of me. There has to be a space where I can hide. Because otherwise, why are these just here just for me to cause problems? These glass bottles. Also, where did she go that she can't hear me? That I'm just like running around here like some little truant kid. I don't think I need to be out here. Is that, maybe this is it? Maybe it's these books? I don't think so though. I mean, that set of books is bigger than me, so there's no way I'm carrying that shit. Okay. There's literally nothing else I can drag around this area. No. No. I feel like I almost touched that painting. No. No. Okay, music. Do not. We don't need that. Oh, wait. Does this move? No. No, none of that moves. Okay. Okay, there was no need to smack that like that. Oh. No, please put it down. Oh my god. Why would you do that? I'm gonna push this door again. Maybe there is something behind it that I'm completely missing. Okay, there's completely nothing here. Also, some of these pieces are out of place, like this one and this one. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. No, let me not do that. One, two. Let me see this again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This board is bigger than what this piece is. What does that cross mean? Because this doesn't look like a cross either. No, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna jump on this table. And if I die, I die. And nothing happened. Let me just still jump back up there because maybe there was something I can grab on. Oh. What did that just do? Did that do anything? Maybe that's what it... How would I even know to fucking do that? You have got to be kidding me. How is that supposed to even know that? I think that's what I have to do after I get all the pieces where they need to go. Let's grab this. Put it back on this. Honey. Wait, oh, maybe, is that what it's talking about? Maybe it's this piece. Wait. Wait, get off, honey babushka. Maybe it was you the whole time and I had no idea. No, it can't be that piece. Because how then I can't get up back up there. Okay. No. No. Okay, so now because I found that, I wonder if there's something else I can stand on. Maybe it is that thing, but then how am I going to get back up there to pull that after I put all the pieces where they need to go? Because nothing happened when I put that piece there just now. Let's try that. Oh, wait, I can't get back up on that table now. Let's see what happens if I knock those. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now. Don't you hate it when you get stuck on a puzzle on stream and you gotta be stupid in front of a bunch of people? I just started replaying this game. Relatable exactly. I just started replaying, not replaying, but I restarted playing Immortal Phoenix Rising because I had gotten stuck so hard on a puzzle that I just like left it alone. Okay, nothing happened. And I literally didn't touch the game for like 2 years. And now I just went back to it like last week. And I like beat that puzzle within like 30 minutes and I was like, why didn't I figure this out earlier? Why was I making this so hard for myself? Now if I could only do the same thing with what is it called? Intergrade. I'm just like, I feel like I'm kind of soft locked in a boss, to be honest. Okay, so all the glass bottles here don't mean shit. Because nothing happens if they break. Wonder if I can move that chest piece? No. So at least that one was different than the other ones? No. I really just have no idea what that image is. Is there a box in this corner? Oh, my puppy is knocked out from all that medicine. I really wish I didn't have work tomorrow. Like, it should be illegal to have a holiday off and then have to come in for 1 day. It should be illegal. Oh, I didn't see this. I wonder if I'm going to need to know about that so that I can get away from an enemy faster. Oh, maybe I need to jump on his clock? No. No, okay. I don't know what that is. Can't interact with that. My dog is scaring the shit out of me. Now he wants to be moving around every 5 seconds and he's in the corner of my eye. Can I pull this rug? No. Okay, maybe let me look downstairs again. Just to double check that there's nothing weird that I'm supposed to be pulling on, like I had to do up here. While trying to figure this out, I'm gonna be like, damn, that you're dumb. Okay, no. Okay. Okay. Can't push or touch anything down here. I think this is just a weird room that I'm gonna have to like get through once I figure out what's going on upstairs. Might do have to come back down here to open that lock. Oh wait, this also looks like a set of stairs and not like a wall. I literally cannot believe I cannot figure out what the fuck is going on in this puzzle. No. Something move. Okay, I'm not reaching that. Puzzle, what do you want me to do? Where am I supposed to get whatever that damn object is? Come on. I'm gonna try jumping back on this thing. I can't remember how many times I jumped on that to know if something actually changed. I don't see any changes though. She about to get looked up, honey, because I'm not gonna be doing this the whole damn stream. Not me trying to get through a big chunk of the damn game, getting stuck on this puzzle. Maybe it has something to do with this room. Let me try going a little further back. Maybe... Oh, I can't. Can I move this? No. Can't move this. And I also can't jump up there, okay? What is that? Oh, that's just the glass that I dropped from earlier. Maybe I can push. Oops. Let me not fall off again. No, can't push the clock, can't jump on the clock. Can't do nothing with the clock. Okay, I can't do nothing with you over there. Maybe it's this rope? Can I do something with this rope? No. Dude, I'm so lost as to what I need to be doing right now. No. I literally cannot interact with anything anywhere. Like, what the fuck? This is exhausting the shit out of my brain right now. Okay. Okay. Because I've had enough. What? Maybe this piece is not supposed to be like this. Wait, maybe I have them backwards. I do have them backwards. No, hold on to it, biatch. Oh god, I'm fucking dumb. I am so dumb. I just have the pieces backwards. Anything else in here? No. Why are you looking at the key like that, son? Let's go. What is about to happen right now? Why did he stare back at that piece like that? He wasn't looking at that piece the whole time. Why is the music getting more dramatic? What's about to happen? Something's about to happen. My little heart can't take it. Yeah, really let me go that whole way getting this piece. Oh. What the fuck is that sound? It sounds like little kids getting murdered. Ew, no. This sounds really disgusting. How do I get up there? Oh. Come over here. Oh god, do I even want to get up there? Do I want to go towards that sound? Do I have to? Come on, get in there. Oh, this is never a good place to be. Ooh. Can I use that? Wait, can I hit somebody with that? No, let's put you down. Oh, can I throw it? But I can't jump up there if I have that, so I can't do anything with it anyway. Bitch, how long was it taking for you to hit him? Oh my lord. Oh, there's another one. No! Oh my god. That has such a weird fucking timing. Come on, come on. Is there another one? Is there any more? Okay, and the last one you did not have to fight. Why is that sounding like that? Like it's sounding like I need to be running. Oh no. Let me take this just in case. Yeah, I think I still need it. Oh, why did you do that? Wait, I have to do that whole part over again? Oh my god. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I have no sense of depth when it comes to that second one. Okay. Oh, fuck. This channel was really built for you to show you how not to play games. Oh, fucking shit. I don't remember having to go that far forward with that third one. Come on. No. The bullshittery, man. Ugh. Come on, get up. Let's go. Got some ass to kick right now. bitch. Okay. Am I supposed to jump up here? No. Is there another way out of this room? Let's see what's in this oven. No? See, because when I go into this other room, maybe I just gotta keep pushing forward. I can't drop this thing though. Maybe I'm supposed to climb up this? Okay. Oh wait, am I supposed to climb onto that hook? Where did I go? Okay. Hello, what are you doing? Dude, if you don't climb to the fucking top of this shit right now. Okay, this is as far up as I can go. Okay. What am I supposed to be doing with this? Like, what am I doing? Maybe I need to climb up this one? Oh my god, these puzzles right now, like what the fuck? See, because if I walk through this, I'm going to get killed immediately by this one. Because there's no weapons over here. And then I'll also be stuck on that side because this thing flips up and doesn't come back down. Can I throw this? Where did that thing go? Oops. No, I just want to get the pizza thing. Give me that, whatever that thing is, a salt and pepper shaker. Damn, I don't want to have to do that again. There's something. Oh no, is that a head I can pick? Oh. No wonder one of them came off as a bobblehead. Okay, bitch, let's do this. Oh, I know that little bitch shouldn't push me. Oh, fuck. No, these little kids are too much. No wonder they was chained up in that other room. Bitch. Oh, thank God I don't have to kill them again. I was about to be really annoyed. That the little bitch that pushed me last time. Stay away from all these little... Oh, bitch. Don't look back at me like that. Okay, push it, push it. Oh, my dog just scared the shit out of me. Oh my God, I gotta make it through this whole thing with them. Oh my God. What are these kids doing? Where's that teacher? Eat one of them. Are you about to drop down? If you're gonna drop down, son. Where am I supposed to go? Holy shit. That was creepy as fuck. Yeah, give me back my fucking regular hat. Wait, can I pick you up? Yes, I can. Now, can I put you here? It's definitely not what I meant to do. Shit. Why are there so many glass shards up here? Shit. Where am I? Oh. Oh, wait. I'm like, what is happening right now? Holy shit. Okay. Where the fuck are we going? Dude, what y'all got me doing over here? Do I need this? Oop. That's disgusting. Oh, fuck. Oh my God, those babies in jars. It's like body parts in jars. What is she doing? Why is she putting shit in jars? Oh my God, what is that? What is she putting in that jar? Where do I need to go? Bitch, move! Hey. No. Okay. But why is she not moving? Why is she not moving? Be a good boy, stop it. Oh my God, the freaking... The controller is pulsating. Here, let's just go out. Oh, maybe I needed to go further. Oh my God, I thought she had me. I really thought she had me. Why am I following her? Like, why can't I go in there? May I have to wait for her to come back out? It's literally not letting me move past the door. Oh, she is coming back. And then that bitch is gonna chase me. Look at that dissected frog. Where is she? What is she doing? Girl. Nobody got time for this. Do I need to break something? Okay, I can't break it. Why is it not letting me go in? What am I supposed to be doing? I feel like I should be able to pick this up and maybe chip her when she comes back out the room. It's definitely something I'm still supposed to do in this room. Why can't I break this? Or do anything to it? No. Like, I'm definitely supposed to do something to make her come back into this room. But I cannot interact with anything. Maybe it's in this other room? What the fuck? Okay, why could I break all the other jars and I can't break this jar? Come on, make it make sense, video game. Jump on it. No. Little boy, pick up that thing. Pick it up. Okay. Okay. The real puzzle is, how have I survived so long with his brain? Because I'm not figuring out any of these fucking puzzles today. What can I do in this room to make her come back? Also, I feel like this piece sitting here is just like, I need to be able to do something with it. But I can't. And also I feel like that jar is gold because I can do something to it. Okay, is this something that I can pull one of these drawers? Like maybe I can pick up this thing and smash that glass. Like I'm literally stepping on it. Pick it up. Also, why is this cupboard open like that? Maybe there's something in one of these bottom drawers over here. God, the brain is not braining today. Can I push this buck? No. Oops. Okay, there's like nothing I can do here. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. And I was just supposed to push the door open. I'll be right back, guys. Let me take a little break. Oh, that's what's been making all of this sound, and I'm going to get my ass whipped right now. Oh my lord. And I'm dead already. Holy shit. Oh my god. Like, I don't even know what the parry button is. Damn it! Get him! Get him! Oh! Let's try a combo while that's happening. Oh, fuck, I missed that. Yes! I wish it was some sort of meter that told me how low. Ooh. Fuck. This dude is literally saying, and you literally just every fucking time, like I just started the game, Evil King. Like, damn, you literally just walked in and was like, bitch, how are you doing today? What did you get into today? Oh my god, I literally can't. I'm already like my... Nope. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, somebody else is over here. No. Oh my god.
Emotional damage.
Oh, is that somebody right there? Was that somebody? Was that somebody? Or was that a fucking fish? Was that somebody or was it a fucking fish? Okay, I think it was a fish. I think a gun. Where did we get that gun? Okay, we're back. Now, let's creepy. Real quiet, bitch. Ooh, don't walk into a wall. Let's go. Oh no, how do I get up there? Shit. Now, oh, quiet. Oh, this controller is pulsating. Ooh. That door open? I don't think that door is open. Oh! No, run! Wait, can she see me over here? Holy shit. That was fucking creepy. I really hate that this controller is pulsing like my heartbeat right now. Ooh. How do I get up to that window? How am I getting up there, honey babushka? Oh. Okay. What the fuck? What am I supposed to do? How do I get up there? It kind of like I have to go across the tables. But how do I get on top of the table? Is the real question. Where is she? Go back to where you need to go to, honey boo boo. I knew that was gonna happen and that still scared the shit out of me. Okay, so I'm definitely supposed to come up this way. Does she move? Run! Oh no! Oh no, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. Okay, so I'm not supposed to run that hard. Okay. Just gonna keep trying different things out. I'm gonna keep sucking. No, you didn't even see me. You better stop. Okay. Yeah, so we gotta keep doing this slow. Let's be slow about this. No. Okay. I got you, boo-boo. I'm gonna get it this time. I'm gonna get it. Oh, you got to be kidding me. God, I just fucked that up. Girl, go do what you gotta do. Stop messing with me. Go to the other room. Holy crap, get in there. Okay. See what's over here. I haven't even been looking for those glitch people or a hat. Oh. No, I definitely swung that. Like, what is taking you so long? Wasn't expecting that. Too far? Okay. We're gonna make it through. Is there another one? Anybody else want some? Bitch, come on. I'm not playing with y'all now. Oh. Damn it. Please let me start from that point, not all over. Oh, there we go. Like, don't make me do that whole shit over again. There's like a very specific timing that I need to have. Oh shit, and that was not it. That was not the timing. Like, you have to have a specific timing and you have to have a specific distance. Bitch, why is she jumping on me so fast? Damn. Not even asking for consent. Come on. We got this. I think there was somebody that popped out that I wasn't expecting. Please. Oh, fuck. That's the second time I missed that stupid bitch. Bitch. Hold on. Oh, fuck. Y'all see how they was attacking me when I wasn't even setting that trigger? Come on. Where's my little friend? We're so focused on moving away that I don't even know where my friend is. Bitch. Oh, I thought I didn't kill him.
Oops, winning.
No, that wasn't the right sound.
Emotional damage!
Oh, I think I still need it. Where's that hammer? Where's my hammer? Don't shake that little butt at me. Don't shake that little plastic BBL at me. I'm gonna get you this time, bitch. Wait, is that my friend? Friend. Mono. Why are they trying to kill me? They over here just hanging you by the feet. Okay, see ya. Not the lullaby. Come on, help me pull it up. Are we out of this damn school? This little creepy ass school. That looks amazing. Wait. Pretty sure we have to go up that rope, but... What is this? Oh, I don't have... Maybe I just need to let it drop. Looks like that. Bye. Why would we think that that's okay when we're getting chased by all of these little plastic people? Oh. Okay, so we need to get another lock, another key. What is that? Oh. Get that key. Come on. Okay, at least that wasn't that bad. We need to get out of this school already. Shh. Quiet time. It's nap time. Okay. Wait, why do I have this hammer? Why is a hammer here? Okay, let's just go over the thing without the hammer, I guess. What are you doing? Can I jump up here? Why did I need that hammer? Why is the music getting like that? Stop it. Ow. What is the point of this hammer? Okay, what the fuck? Maybe I need to do it when I have the hammer in my hand. Come over here. What did I just get a trophy for? I didn't do anything just now. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Let go of the damn hammer. I don't know what was the point of that hammer. Okay, watch the floorboards. Okay. Can't go in that door. We gotta go upstairs. Imagine it's that teacher. It's like, bitch, how'd you get to the other fucking building? Why does this place got so many buildings? What are you even teaching these weird ass kids? Why is the music getting crazier? Calm down. What am I doing with this? Oh. Not what I thought I was. You telling me she didn't hear that? Who is playing this music? Why is the music getting scarier? Oh no. It's about to be a lot of deaths right now. Can I drop down? Is there anything to hide down here? Let me wait till she starts playing again. Why are you trying to eat me with that stretchy ass neck and head and you over here playing music? No! That was definitely a weird mechanic thing because I have to roll the button backwards and it was acting stupid. Oh damn it, I have to get it. I thought I could get it done in one. I still had so much time. It sounded like she was about to stop. Bitch. Oh no, how do I get back up? Oh, do I have to move that thing? Okay, I'm gonna wait to move it so she starts again. Almost got caught. You almost had me, bitch. Fucking shit. Why is it not moving? Okay, I'll wait till she stops now to jump back up. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna wait till she stops to start jumping across. Come on. Oh shit. Oh my god, hello. Go up, go, 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 go. Oh my god, Ryan, you're going so slow. Nah, she should have ate me just now. Oh my god, when am I gonna get to chop off this bitch's head? I think that's the creepiest part of this game is that you don't get to see what happens before the next scene starts and you're like, well, am I about to be in a really bad situation? Okay, are we out of the school? Are we done with the damn school? Wait, am I going this way? Yes. But is there something up here? No. Any glitch person? Any hats? It's a weird branch is hanging in the air over there. Okay, let's see what's about to happen. Also, these camera shifts, also super crazy. Oh, I think we're done with the school. I didn't get to chop that bitch's head off though. Oh, not the weird empty suit just sitting at the bus stop. Oh, no. I think we have to move the TV too. No, it's not what I wanted to do. Okay, I guess you're gonna keep making me do that. Can I move it this way? Okay. Okay, I don't think I can move it anymore that way. Let's go. She's still too far. Can I move this rock? What is this? Can I move this? No, I can't do anything with that. Okay, can't move it any more forward. There we go. Keep forgetting that I can actually run in this game. Because it looks like I'm running right now, but there's like a faster run. Is this a hat? Oh, did I get another heart? Oh, and a glitch. I mean, a shadow person. Hold on, where's... Oh, this is not a hat. Oh, I missed... I don't know if I missed these. Oh, this was the hat that I could have picked up. This was the one that fell off that kid. Gosh darn it. That's a yellow thing just sitting there like that. Oh, it's a code for him. I can't remember if that's me from the other game. No. No. Okay, maybe this is just the L thing. Oh. Oh, I was like, I already don't like that sound. Okay. Can I interact with anything? Oh. No. Okay. Oh, I thought that window was closed. Oh, good night, Taffy. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good night's sleep. Hmm. What are we supposed to be doing here? I can't jump up there. Oh wait, can I jump on the fence? No. Let go of that. Okay, well, there's no way I'm jumping from this. Oh, I almost got stuck. Okay. Okay, I need to be able to move this forward. Okay, Mono, what are you doing? You're not helping me. How do I make you hold my hand again? Hold my hand. Hold my hand. Hold my hand. Oh, now you do it. Oh, maybe I am supposed to. Oh. There we go. Why do I have to fall back so much? Why isn't this other one falling back like that? Also, we all know that this paper bag was not surviving that rain. Okay. Where are we? Oh, wait, let's look around a little bit. Okay, I don't see any glitch. Or shadow kid, shadow person. Okay, I guess we can go in. Oh, schooled. Maybe I should lower my camera a little bit. Oh, I thought like a cutscene was happening because that was like a weird stance that little kid took. Okay, so are we out of school? Where are we now? Oh my god, is this a prison? I mean, what is the difference between the two, really? Is there somebody back there? Is this a prison or is this a psych ward? Okay, are we gonna be pressing it at the same? Why are we glitching so much? Come on. Oh, what? And the bullfuckery is this? Now he wants to scream. Okay. Holy shit, this is weird. Why are these benches floating around like this? Why does this kid know where to go? Okay, the way I almost fell over because I'm just smashing buttons. Okay. This is creepy. Oh, wait, I didn't push that button to go back in there. Oh, this is gonna be annoying as fuck. I can feel it. Feel it in my bones. Oh, look at how it's lighting up my little Groot looking face. Little baby Groot. you doing? Oh. Oh. But the way we're making all this noise and like nothing's happening, what is about to happen to that vent? No, no, no. Okay, no little jump scare. Okay. Oh no, it's a flashlight. Oh my god. Oh no. No. I don't like this. Oh, look at the blood. What is this? Is this a prison or a hospital? This looks like a hospital now. Maybe it's a prison hospital. Wait, let's go back because anything. Oh shit, don't touch anything. What is that? Can I touch you? No, it's just a radio. Oh. See, I almost missed that kid. But I don't want to be hanging out in these spots like this. I don't like this. Just breathe. Stop touching the fucking bottle. Can I take those scissors? Can I cut a bitch? No? Okay. Can I go up this way? Is there a hat over here? Why you keep touching things? Wait. That looks like that's actually the way I'm supposed to go. Let me just double check over here. What was that sound? Why is that barred like that? That is not boding well for us. Okay. Okay, this is definitely like a prison hospital. Why are we following the blood? Where did my little guy go? Is that a monster or is that somebody snoring? Where did the person go? Oh my god, how do I get out of here? This is fucking creepy. Oh, do I need to turn off the TV? Shit. Oh my god. How long am I supposed to keep holding this? What am I supposed to be doing? Holy shit. Holy shit, what is this? Oh shit. Oh, it's that eyeball again. No, get to the door. No. Wait. Why did he come out the TV like that? Nah, that was creepy, son. Why you came out the TV like that? Oh, there's a lot of things. What is this? Oh, no. I did not want to go this way. Can we go back up? Okay. I just want to see what's down here. Oh my god, how far does this go? I'm just trying to see how... No. Y'all, look at that fucking teddy bear. No. Wait. Oh, I was like, why does he have a toy? Oh, did I just get another hat? Oh, yeah. Oh, so I don't think these rooms have anything. I think that literally was just to get that hat. Hold on, let's look at this hat. Oh. I'm really mad that I didn't get that other hat now. We need to break that horse. It looked like there was something in it. Oh. Wait, that picture. There's a picture. That teddy bear has a thing in it. No, I don't want you. Okay. Wait, I need to be facing the other way. Okay. Let's see, does this teddy bear actually have a key in it? No. Okay. Maybe there's a different teddy bear? Are you a teddy bear I can take? Oh my god. You're gross too. I don't think it's this one because it's showing actual teddy bear. You get out of here. That did not work. Okay, I don't think it's this one either. Throw it. I think there's a teddy bear with a key. And you're the only other teddy bear. Oh, look at that little weird ass doll hanging out up top. Oh, girl, we didn't need that shimmy. That is the one. How do I get that key? How do I cut this doll's head off? No. Wait. Hold on, what is happening right now? What is fucking... You have got to be kidding me. Okay, so we need to get into that room. Bitch. We need to find something to cut that teddy bear open with. Oh, there's another... Oh, we need to get a bunch of bulbs. Okay. This is a lot of stuff. I know where the key is. How do I get the key out of that damn teddy bear, though? Oh, what is this? Is this something I could damage the teddy bear with? No? No? Okay. Thought maybe I could hook it. How do I shed you, teddy bear? Is there like a pair of scissors in here? Wait. Really again with that fucking toy? There's no scissors. Oh, wait. The scissors? Can I pick you up? Are you just like the back of a... I don't think that's scissors. Might just be the back of a like wind up toy. Maybe I need to bring him downstairs. Let's go downstairs. Come on. Come on, Mono. No. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay. Okay. Let's head back upstairs. We're gonna open that door. I don't know if we're gonna go through all these puzzles right now. It's getting kind of late. I need to be up in like 6 hours. This way. Okay, this is definitely a psych ward. That floor and that... Oop. Let's go. I really wonder what the monster is going to be here. Oh no. Oh, this is disgusting. Not me falling over the frickin' leg. What is... Wait. Am I supposed to go this way? No. Let's try going up. Is that glass cracked? Can I break it? Oh. Fucking scared the shit out of me. I can only imagine how this third one's gonna be because... Can I pick something up? Can I pick something up and hit that glass? No, I can't climb up, can't pick up anything. Oof. What is this? Okay, can't do nothing with that. Can I pick up one of these legs from out here? No. Can I pick you up? No. Watch me not even... Oh. This door is open right here. Oh my god, I don't like all these bodies hanging. Oh my god. No. Is that what's gonna be the enemy? Fucking body parts attacking me right now? No. How dare you? Oh shit, it's following me. Wait, is it still following me? Oh my god. Oh. Is it still following me? Holy shit. I don't like that. What is that? What the fuck is that sound? Shit. Wait, can I run with this thing? Shit. You're gonna come back out, bitch? Oh my god. Bitch. Holy shit. That was creepy as fuck. Wait. Can I go through this? Okay, do I need this hammer to break this glass? Come on. Come on. Where's my little friend? Is he still hanging out over here? No. What is that sound? What are you doing? Come on, little weirdo. Maybe we need to put it in the one that's all the way over here. That way we can go to the other side and probably get two. This place is creepy as fuck. Oh my god, I need so many of those. Okay. Let's do this. I think that was a saving point already. Did I miss that? Okay, so we're gonna do one of these again. But why I keep leaving me in here by myself? What is that? No! I had my flashlight on. Okay. I think we're gonna end here. Let me go to my other scene. Because this is gonna be a long ass puzzle and I ain't got time for that. It is 2 o'clock here. I need to be up at 6:30 to walk my puppy and yeah, thank you for anybody that came in today. Thank you for Shady for being the first Avenger. Thank you to Junie and Taffy for hanging out for a little bit. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you guys. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be streaming is. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have my niece and my nephew this weekend because I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea with how hyper they are having them around my dog. Um, but I also didn't have them last weekend, so my sister kind of needs a break, so I need to figure that out. And plus they're gonna be here tomorrow anyway because she actually has a doctor's appointment, so they're gonna have to be here. I just hope they don't hurt my puppy, specifically my niece, because she's a little terror. God, I just realized she's gonna be 3 years old in 1 month. Like, hopefully the terrible twos will end right when that happens. What are we gonna play the next time I come in? I don't know. We're either gonna play more of this. I don't know. We have so many games, and like I'm not starting another new game because I started the first Ascendant, and I feel like that was not necessarily the best idea, but whatever. But we have this game. I had started Ratchet and Clank, and I had started Crisis Core. We need to get, and I started Tales of Kenzera. I feel like maybe Tales of Kenzera because we're like, I feel like almost midway through that game. So I don't know. If I stream this weekend, you will be the ones to know if you got those notifications set up. Okay. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great Friday. Hopefully it's super slow. Hopefully it's one of those extended holidays and nobody really wants to do anything tomorrow. I'm hoping that's how my job will be tomorrow. So anyway, I will see you guys soon. And thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. Bye.